The appeal of our games comes from the powerful emotions they give players. In God of War, players feel strength, rage, and determination as they face epic battles. In Call of Duty, they experience tension, teamwork, and thrill of survival in combat. The driving simulator gives excitement and focus, testing their control and precision behind the wheel. And in Dota 2, players feel strategy, teamwork, and the rush of victory after intense matches. After playing, they remember the moments of triumph, the last-second wins, the epic fights, and the teamwork that led to success. In the end, all these games remind players that victory comes through skill, courage, and perseverance, showing that no matter the challenge, true gamers never give up.
Well, there's a will, there's a way, kinda beautiful. And every night has a state so magical. And if there's love in this life, there's no obstacle that can't be defeated. For every tyrant to tear for the vulnerable. In every loss, all the bones of a miracle. For every dreamer, a dream were unstoppable. With something to believe in.
What players feel while playing Call of Duty Mobile. Players experience a wide and intense range of emotions when playing Call of Duty Mobile, CODM, often depending on their skill level, their goals, casual versus ranked, and whether they are winning or losing, and these are the feeling of when you are playing. The rush of victory, a powerful feeling of satisfaction and euphoria after winning a close, competitive ranked match. Adrenaline and excitement. The fast-paced, high-stakes combat, especially in close-quarters maps or the final circles of Battle Royale, is a major source of adrenaline and thrilling excitement. Frustration and anger, rage. This is very common, especially after losing a ranked match due to what feels like unskilled or uncooperative teammates. Stress and pressure. In high-level ranked games, the need to perform and avoid losing points can lead to significant stress.
What players remember after playing Call of Duty Mobile.
CODM players often remember the moments of peak performance and the connections they made, rather than the average match, and here are like the clutch and highlight moments. These are the unforgettable feats of skill and luck that define a player's session. The 1v5 clutch single-handedly, winning a round of search and destroy against an entire enemy team when all your teammates are down. Insane snipes. Landing a ridiculously difficult quickscope, no-scope, or cross-map sniper headshot, especially in the Battle Royale mode. The objective save. The last-second rush into the hardpoint or domination flag to save the game from a loss.
What message or meaning will a player take away from Call of Duty Mobile?
The takeaway message or meaning of a player takes away from Call of Duty Mobile, CODM, is less about a single theme and more about the real-world lessons that emerge from the competitive grind and social interaction. CODM is a high-stakes, competitive environment that often forces players to internalize lessons about performance, collaboration, and mindset. The importance of teamwork even with strangers. Despite being a game where individual performance matters, the objective modes, domination, hardpoint, search and destroy, mindset, and emotional resilience. The high intensity and frequent frustration of CODM force players to manage their emotions to perform well. In essence, the message CODM players take away is a competitive, modern version of, if you want to win, you need skill, strategy, and teamwork. And none of that is possible without discipline and emotional control.
Is mortal existence still haunted you? Help me. Kratos knew this was not a new age. For with the gods, nothing was ever as it seemed. The vision of his past set Kratos in search of answers. Answers that lay in the temple of Poseidon, deep within the city of Atlantis.
This is not a wise course of action, Kratos. It was a dream, nothing more.
The visions still haunt me, Abejo. The visions you promised to take away. But this vision, I can change.
Perhaps it is a vision best left unchanged. There is more to this than you know.
What's up everyone? Today I'm talking about one of the best PSP games ever made, God of War Ghosts of Sparta. This game is not just about non-stop action and brutal combos, it's a story that digs deep into Kratos' past. God of War Ghosts of Sparta is a gripping action-adventure and hack-and-slash game that delves deep into the tragic past of Kratos, the Ghost of Sparta. Set between the events of the original God of War and God of War 2. The game explores Kratos' personal journey as he confronts the gods, monsters, and memories that haunt him. Players step into Kratos' shoes and experience the intensity of his battles firsthand, feeling every swing of the blades of Athena. Every explosive magic attack and every devastating combo executed with precision. The game combines fast-paced combat with strategic mechanics. Timing is critical as players dodge, parry, and chain attacks to defeat waves of enemies. From beasts to massive bosses that test skill and reflexes, magic abilities and upgrades provide depth, allowing players to enhance Kratos' strength, unlock new combos, and unleash powerful elemental attacks. Quick-time events and cinematic sequences immerse players in epic confrontations, making each fight feel both dangerous and exhilarating. Exploration and environmental challenges are central to the experience. Players navigate ancient ruins, climb to cherished cliffs, and solve intricate puzzles to uncover hidden treasures, red orbs, and health upgrades. These elements reward curiosity and skill, creating a sense of accomplishment beyond combat. The game's visuals, sound design, and musical score combine to heighten the atmosphere, from the oppressive darkness of underwater caverns to the chaos of burning Spartan cities. For fans of action-adventure games, God of War Ghosts of Sparta offers a perfect blend of intense combat, challenging gameplay mechanics, immersive exploration, and a deeply personal story that makes every victory and loss resonate. At its core, Ghosts of Sparta is more than just a game about fighting. It's a story of vengeance, guilt, and redemption. Players feel Kratos' inner turmoil as he searches for his lost brother, faces the consequences of his past, and struggles against forces far greater than himself. The handheld PSP platform delivers this epic narrative with cinematic flair, proving that even on a small screen, the world of gods and monsters feels fast, brutal, and emotionally compelling.
What players feel while playing? I would say satisfaction and focus when perfectly executing a tricky parking maneuver or tight drift. Excitement and social connection in the multiplayer mode, especially when racing or showing off your custom cars. players remember after playing. Memorable interactions with other players, example, a close race, a funny role-play scenario, and a successful car trade. The feeling of freedom from driving custom vehicle around the open world is the peak experience for car lovers like me. What message or meaning will players take away? The game is about precision, patience, and personal expression. You can't rush parking, but you can express your creativity limitlessly through your car's look and performance. And for multiplayer as community, it's more than just driving game. It's a place to hang out and share a passion for cars and driving.
What emotion do you want in a player to experience? So, the emotion that I want is the excitement, anxiety, tension, relief, and elation. Because the main loop is the built intense tension during the quiet moments of looting, sneaking, peaking into excitement and anxiety during close quarter combat. What moment do you want players to remember? The one thing that the players to remember is the first kill of the round and the last kill for the chicken dinner. And lastly, what message or meaning will players take away? The message or meaning that the players take away is the survival and adaptability, because the core message is the only one can survive. Players learn to adapt to a constantly changing environment, manage limited resources, and that strategic positioning is often more important than pure gun skills. In-game elements, we have playing pieces, playing field, game rules, opponent, time elements, and a type of play. So the first one is playing pieces. So my playing pieces in during playing PUBG is the player character, who is an unspecialized soldier. They control the character's movement, scavenging, equipment use, and combat. The next one is playing field. The playing field during playing PUBG is the large open team battle royale maps, and also the environment is realistic and persistent. Design and varied terrains to influence tactical play. Game rules in during playing PUBG. The game rules is 100 players drop into the map, loot weapons, armor, and supplies to survive. The blue zone, which is constantly shrink the playable area, dealing damage to player outside of it. And the goal is to be the last player or squad standing. That's called chicken dinner. The opponents during playing PUBG. Other 99 players, the blue zone, and the gravity fall damage, which is the environmental hazards. The time element using or during playing PUBG is crucial and dynamic. The game is raced against time, dictated by the blue zone's shrinking timer. The average match duration is approximately 30 minutes, ensuring constant pressure and progression towards the climax. The type of play up during and playing PUBG. Repeatable gameplay. While each match tells the unique narrative of survival, the core mechanics, the drop, loop, survive, and shrink are the same, making it a highly replayable. So the reflection or the team contribution based on my game PUBG. So my role in the project, in our project, my role was the game designer. I focused on creating the mechanics, gameplay, flow, and concept similar to how PUBG uses strategic survival, looting, and shrinking zone to maintain excitement. I helped shape the rules, map layouts, ideas, and player interactions. The lesson applied in the game design principles. In the game PUBG, one lesson I applied was the importance of the game, balance, and pacing. PUBG is successful because the gameplay is intense but still gives the player moments to strategize. I applied the principle by making sure our game had a fair challenge. Players shouldn't feel overwhelmed, but they should also stay engaged. I learned that a good design is not just about feelings, but also it adds features, but choosing the right ones and contribute to the player experience. What I learned about teamwork and creativity. So, in the teamwork and creativity, working on this project taught me that teamwork requires clear communications and respect for each person's skill, just like the squads of PUBG. Must coordinate to survive. Our team need to plan, support, and trust each other. Creativity became stronger when we shared ideas openly. Everyone's contribution made the final concept more polished and exciting. I realized that great games are built not by one person, but by a group working towards the same vision.